Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskar. Welcome back to Jalprayag. I'm going to continue today in one of the topics I had already done, which is your chart symbols. I've done around 30 symbols in the first part, so I'm going to continue. I'll make some more in this. I'll be making one more, or which I can call it as a last of the series for chart symbols also, which are basically paper chart symbols. I'm sticking on to only the uh, majority of repeated questions which are coming in your exam. So that is what I'll try to stick to. A few of them I might deviate because they are very commonly used. That could be the reason. And I'll be coming with one more video. I'll just talk about it when I finish. But let's start off with this. This is part two, mostly useful for your second match competency level and BSc degree exams also. But please remember, even the mates candidates writing the exam should be aware of these symbols. As you know, in the EGDIS, you have a choice. And me being an old timer, I can say that I always prefer the paper chart symbols. But anyway, the later generations are used to only EGDIS. They might be used to that symbol. Just as a recap, paper chart symbols are mentioned in NP 5011. EGDIS charts symbols are in 5012. I'm sticking on to the paper one, that is only 5011 and its replica. That is what I'm going to do. As I said, I had already done 30 symbols, so I'll do approximately around 20 more. It's a small video compared to the rest of the videos, so I'll finish it off fast. Let us look at the safe clearance depth. So when you talk about safe clearance depth, you might get a symbol like this. You can see it is marked 12 and with a dotted circle. The dotted circle has got a meaning and there's a line on the top. Let us look at the interpretation of this. See here, it's an obstruction over which the exact depth is unknown. Okay, but estimated safe clearance is that 12 meter. And since the dotted circle is here, so I will always consider that dangerous to surface navigation. So please do not plot any of your courses on top of this. A very simple one, Recon Zulu, 3 centimeters, which is your X band. So this is 3 centimeters. A light vessel, usually this is the symbol. And on the paper chart, whenever you are solving any questions, please look at the small circle at the bottom. Please use that as the point through which I'm going to draw a range or a bearing. Okay? And just for a few of the people, just to make it understandable what this could mean, this is the picture of a light vessel. That is what there are a lot of symbols and abbreviations for something to do with lights, which I have not taken up in this because they are already in videos which are talking about lights. So basically, if you go to the playlist, there are some videos. I will put all these numbers, sorry, all these numbers of the videos which might be useful in the next video, the final video, so that you can always refer. Maybe in a sequence, you can see a lot of light symbols and abbreviations in that particular videos. They are dealing with the lights. Let us look at one symbol called no bottom found at the depth shown. So please see here, it is somewhat similar to what we saw on 31. So a number is written, there is a line on the top, there is no dotted circle because it's quite deep. There's a small dot on the top. So it means that they tried to survey, but they could not find any bottom at 381 meters. So they don't know how much is the bottom. Okay. 31 and this 34 have come a couple of times. So please remember these two. Something to do with tides. I'll be taking a few abbreviations I'll show you in this video, but I'll be doing something to do with tides a little bit later. So after finishing symbols, my attempt is on the tides. So I might do it, and that time I'll go a little bit deep into this meaning of drawing edge and all. Right now, I'm looking only at the symbol. You see here, two, and you have a subscript called three, which means 2.3, and there's an underline. Underline means is a drawing height. I'm showing you, let us say, is a hilltop, and the peak is, let us say, 330 meters, and you have a surrounding contour of 300 meters, height contour. Please remember, it's not a depth contour, it's a height contour. So it might look somewhat like this. This is just a sample you can always find. The place where the dot is there, please remember, that is the place of your peak. But so dot is the one you have to use for your plotting. A depth which was checked by wire sweep, or let us say examined by diver. Mainly the symbol is used for wire sweep. You can see a small pan kind of thing on the bottom of that 5.2. Remember 5.2 meters, dangerous to surface navigation as well as wire sweep. I can give you one more example, 6.5 wire sweep. Foul ground, the source of the foul could be various reasons, and majority of the times you are supposed to be careful in case you are doing any underwater operation, particularly anchor. So you'll have to be careful. Foul ground could be for a lot of reasons. It is not good. So you have to be careful. But as far as you are sailing, it shouldn't bother you. Fishing haven. So this is the place where there might be a lot of fishing gear. They might use some fixed fishing gears in this area. So please avoid this place because there's a chance of your propeller going around these nets or the apparatus. So you should try to avoid this. It's better not to go through this, and that too, particularly in the season. Let us look at a suspended well. This well or drilled well could have been explored for gas or oil. So over which a depth of 15 meters is there, and you can see it is marked with a dotted circle, which I would say is dangerous to surface navigation. Please do not plot your course on top of it. What about oil and gas pipeline? They both look very similar. Uh, Only thing is, it is mentioned oil or gas. You can have a water pipeline, you can have a sewage pipeline. So a lot of pipelines out there. A lighthouse is very simple, a star and a dewdrop or whatever you call it that shows as is a lighted. Obviously, lighthouse has to be lighted. And I'm just showing you a small picture. Again, as I said, the anything to do with lighthouses, I've gone detailed in the video called Chartwork Lights. So please have a look there. I'll give you the number later. Let us look at this beacon. Okay, beacon looked like this. It could be anything. It could be red, black. You can see it is one of the symbols which is used and is really important for you with two black spheres. I'm not dealing that right now. Maybe sometimes later I'll deal with it. I might come up with more symbols, but right now I'll be finishing off with three. I may continue later. Let us look at a buoy. Now, please see, these are the two different kind of symbols you can find. But then you should know what is the difference between the two. So I'm going to show you this. I'll put a beacon first. They'll be usually given a straight because they are fixed structures. The buoys are usually slanted. The symbol is slanted, and they are called floating. So you should be able to guess a little bit. A lighthouse is called light beacon, and you know all the floating buoys which are there, which are buoys, and they are floating, and they will be uh, having a lot of movement because of wind, waves, and the tides and currents. So that is the reason. Few commonly used abbreviations in tides, as I said, I'm going to deal with them more in detail later on in a video. So mean high water spring, one of the important characters. Mean low water spring, mean high water neap, mean low water neap, and lowest astronomical tide. All of them are important for you in tide calculation, so I'll be dealing with them a little bit later. Okay, there's something called highest astronomical tide also, HAT. Let us look at two symbols which are talking about, let us say, a river channel or something. Then you can have a horizontal clearance of this waterway, which is 23 meters horizontal clearance. Vertical clearance, also important for us. Again, I'll be talking about this in the tides. You can see is given you 20 meters vertical clearance. Let us look at something offbeat. Uh, Sometimes they have come, but let us quickly see. This is called triangulation point. And I'll show you a real picture of this triangulation point. This is a real picture of a triangulation point. These are used for surveys. There's kind of reference marks for surveying and positioning. You will see one more, which is called your benchmark. It will be shown like this. I'm going to show you a real picture of benchmark also. Can you see on that stone, they have made the same symbol. So these are last two symbols are used by surveyors, more of kind of a chart construction and tide calculation part. You and me as a normal sailor will not deal with it, but still you should know about these symbols. I'm ending this module with this last one. And as I said, I'll come with more symbols. I'm going to come with symbols of rocks and wrecks in the next episode. They are quite important. Uh, they are itself so many symbols in rocks and wrecks. That is why I kept only rocks and wrecks as a separate video. They are coming quite often, and please remember they are the one of the most or biggest dangers of your navigation. You should always keep away from it, and if you don't know the symbol, you're going to take a wrong move. So I'll come back with that video soon. Hope this was easy for you to guess. So the previous video and this video will help you to the majority of them. And let me finish off this with the next video with rocks and wrecks. I'll come back soon to you. Keep watching Jal Prayag. Until then, namaste, namaskar, welcome.